Hello, Magic English 8 here. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope they are helping you with boosting your advanced grammar. And if you find them useful, please kindly share them with your friends, invite them to come to my YouTube channel. Your interaction with my channel is helping my channel. Please like and leave your comments, and also kindly, if you haven't subscribed, please do so, as it is useful for my channel. Thank you very much. Today I am with you with video 18 of this beautiful, lovely book, Communicate What You Mean, for our advanced grammar. And we are going to subordination, which we already talked about. It talks about adverb clauses. We talked about it before. I just want to have a short review for you. We talked about adverb clauses of time, very useful and beautiful for us. Then we went to subordinating conjunctions of place, where and wherever, not difficult. Subordinating conjunctions of a reason and purpose, so that, in order that. Subordinating conjunctions of manner, as if and as though, we talked about. Also subordinating conjunctions of condition, if, in case, provided that, unless, whether or not, and as long as, we talked about. Subordinating conjunctions of result, so adjective that, so adverb that, such adjective noun that. Here we talked about them, very beautiful and useful. And today, page 111, subordinating conjunctions of contrast. Okay. So here we have pages 111, 112, and a little of 113, subordinating conjunctions of contrast we are covering today. Although, though, even though, while, in spite of the fact that, all of them with similar meaning. If you want to better understand the concept of this video, please watch video 1 and video 13 of this playlist, Advanced English Grammar. So the first one, although. It says, although it was raining heavily, the students decided to go on a field trip to the museum and enjoy their day. So it means that there is a contrast between these two clauses. When it is rainy, generally students should not be willing to go on a field trip. But it says, although it was raining, students decided to go. Some students make a mistake by putting a but here. Although it was raining, but they. It is redundancy and incorrect. Don't do that. Sarah studied diligently for her exams, although she had a busy schedule with work and family responsibilities. Good, Sarah. Good, Sarah. So what is the meaning of diligently? That she studied. Word of the day today is legislation. Legislation means
legislation.
Set law, make law. Okay, I just want you to have the word of the day as well. It says
diligent.
Diligent and diligently. So diligent is working hard. A diligent student.
A diligent student.
So when we say she studied diligently, means she studied hard. Although the movie received mixed reviews from critics, it became a box office success and gained a large fan base. So generally, there is two kind of credits that movies can get. One from the critics and the other one from common people, moviegoers. The box office means how much money they make. It says, although not all experts approved of this movie, mixed reviews, it made a lot of money. It became a box office success. So it made a lot of money and gained large fan base. Okay, contrast between these two. That was the story of although. Though, which is similar to although, the only difference is that although can come in the initial position and in mid position. But though can start the sentence, can come in the middle, and also can go at the end of the sentence. Okay, that is the only difference, but meaning-wise they are the same. My vocabulary has improved significantly, a beautiful collocation. Though I still struggle with expressing my ideas coherently in writing. So there is a contrast. I got large vocabulary. I cannot express my ideas coherently in writing. This is the contrast. Though English is not my native language, I try to communicate effectively in both speaking and writing. Good for you. Good for you. The reading passages were complex, and though I managed to grasp the main ideas, some details proved elusive during the tests. Beautiful. I managed to grasp the main idea, so grasp the main idea. Beautiful. Some details proved. Prove here means became, were. Some details were elusive. So elusive means they fooled me. They were not straightforward. It says elusive.
Elusive.
Difficult to find, difficult to understand. So difficult to achieve, difficult to describe. For me,
the poem has an elusive quality.
okay, an elusive quality means it's difficult to understand. So some details proved elusive, were elusive, became elusive. So that is though. Now, even though, with the same meaning, even though the traffic was congested, we managed to reach the airport on time for our flight. So, contrast between these two sentences. Despite feeling exhausted, tired, John decided to complete his assignment even though the deadline was approaching rapidly. Okay, so contrast. And even though English is not his first language, Tom demonstrated exceptional vocabulary skills in the IELTS vocabulary section. Okay, of course, there is no specific vocabulary section in IELTS, but in writing and speaking, you are assessed based on your vocabulary. And while could be used for time, but here it can also be used for contrast as well. It says, while some people thrive in noisy environments, succeed, can do well, others find it challenging to concentrate amidst such distractions. So some points in this sentence. Thrive means be successful, be active, be okay. While some people thrive in noisy environments, others find it challenging, problematic. To concentrate amidst means in the middle of such distractions. And distractions, you don't feel that it could be count, but it is a count now. You can put although instead of this and no difference. While my sister is a night owl, always energetic in the evenings, I am more productive during the early morning hours. I am more productive, a very beautiful adjective. So that is while. In the last one, in spite of the fact that. In spite of the fact that she faced numerous obstacles, Maria persevered and excelled in her advanced mathematics course. Okay? So, obstacle, problems, persevere, try hard, excel, the verb of excellent, in her advanced mathematics course. Beautiful. John managed to complete the challenging programming project in spite of the fact that he had limited experience with the programming language. So instead of this, in spite of the fact that, you can put although, though, even though, while, all of them the same. Julia aced the exam. Ace means had a best score. Julia aced the exam in spite of the fact that she had to juggle her studies with a part-time job and family responsibilities. So juggle means try to do different things simultaneously. So she was doing this and that, and in spite of that, she could ace the exam. Good, Julia. So that was the story of subordinating conjunctions of contrast. We talked about them, and basically there is not that much of a difference in the usage of them. You can use them interchangeably. Now, exercise 11, page 112, rewrite each sentence using the subordinating conjunction in parentheses. Number 1. There are many people in the world who are afraid to fly, but air travel is very popular. So this is one way of saying this sentence. Instead of that but, you can say, even though there are many people in the world who are afraid to fly, air travel is very popular. Okay? So in your toolkit, you want to show that you have different tools talking about contrast. Not all the time saying but. So even though. Beautiful. Airline companies offer courses to help people overcome their fear of flying. However, few people know about these courses. Although airline companies offer courses to help people overcome their fear of flying, few people know about these courses. Okay? So although here in the beginning makes a better meaning. Number 3. One of my friends is very afraid of flying, yet she still flies when she has to. Though one of my friends is very afraid of flying, she still flies when she has to. Okay, so there is contrast between these two sentences. More people are afraid of flying than of driving. Traveling by airplane is much less risky than traveling by car. So, in spite of the fact that more people are afraid of flying than of driving, in spite of the fact that traveling by airplane is much less risky than traveling by car. Passengers are not required to keep their seat belts fastened during an entire flight, but pilots recommend that they do. So, despite the fact that passengers are not required to keep their seatbelts fastened during the entire flight, pilots recommend that they do, or in spite of the fact that, no difference. My children love to fly, nevertheless, but they rarely do. Even though my children love to fly, they rarely do. Okay, so contrast again. When I am on a plane during a thunderstorm, I worry a bit. I'm generally not afraid to fly. So, when I'm on a plane during a thunderstorm, I worry a bit, even though I'm generally not afraid to fly. So, just the thunderstorm, and that is a thunderstorm. Okay, a thunderstorm. Number 8, I prefer to travel by train. Traveling by plane is fast and safe. I prefer to travel by train, in spite of the fact that traveling by plane is fast and safe. Okay? I didn't find this grammar difficult. I hope you didn't either. Now, exercise 12, page 112. Complete the sentences. While I believe our grammar instructor is a good teacher, thank you, I sometimes find the pace of the lessons too fast. So the speed of the class is high. Pace means speed. And I sometimes find means sometimes I think. Sometimes I think the speed is too high. Although I know it's necessary to take tests, the anxiety they cause often makes it difficult for me to perform at my best. So, perform at my best, a beautiful phrase. And the anxiety they cause make it difficult for me. Okay, good. Number 3. In spite of the fact that I believe this is a good English program, I struggle with the heavy workload and tight deadlines. So struggle with means I have problems with. And tight deadlines, you know what it means. So when you have very little time to submit an assignment or finish your studies, tight deadlines. While I think it's necessary to practice speaking in class, I often feel self-conscious about making mistakes in front of my peers. Problem that many students have got. Self-conscious is the time that you are too much worried about your issues. You pay too much attention to your performance. Worried and embarrassed about what you look like or what others might think of you. Self-conscious. Don't do that. Don't do that. My advice to you, the experience is telling me not until have you made mistakes before others can you make progress in your speaking. So you need to make mistakes before others before you can make progress and independently speak. Speaking has different stages. For making progress, you need to talk before others. Your voice should come out loud and you need to make mistakes. That's not a big deal. It's not our native language. Otherwise, we wouldn't put our time learning it. So, speaking is a matter of constant repetition and speaking before others, in front of others. Number 5, even though I dislike memorizing words, I acknowledge its importance for expanding my vocabulary. I acknowledge. I realize. Number 6, despite the challenges, I have been happy here in spite of the fact that I miss my family and friends. Yes. Even though I believe that it's a good experience to study in a foreign country, I sometimes feel homesick. Number 8, while my English has gotten better since I've been in this country, I still encounter occasional difficulties in expressing complex ideas. Occasional difficulties, okay? So this was exercise 12 and now exercise 13, page 113. So what are we doing? This box is giving us some phrases. It wants us to put them together and cook up a story. This is what I have done before. So the phrases are these. And the story that I have made is this one. While making plans for the weekend, I decided to go to the annual street fair. Street fair, you know what it is. Street exhibition. A lively event, beautiful phrase, that is always very crowded. Despite not having enough money, not having, I was determined to see somebody I know who runs a booth there. So what is a booth? A booth at a street fair. Booth at a street fair. This is a booth at a street fair. Each of these parts is called a booth. Who runs, who manages. As I walked through the bustling crowd, beautiful phrase, I unexpectedly received a note from my friend inviting me to a hidden gem of a food stall. Food stall, food booth. Gem, something valuable. A hidden gem. It's a beautiful phrase. Intrigued. I followed the directions and was pleasantly surprised to find delicious, affordable options. What a beautiful sentence. A reduced adverb clause here. As I was intrigued, I followed the directions and was pleasantly surprised to find delicious, affordable options. Very beautiful. Despite the financial constraints, limitation, I ended up having a good time, enjoying the food, and getting some information about upcoming local events. Surprisingly, by the end of the day, I realized I didn't want to leave the vibrant atmosphere vibrant atmosphere, the pleasant atmosphere, realizing that even though I couldn't afford everything, I could still enjoy the lively spirit of the fair. Okay? Beautiful, beautiful story, beautiful conclusion. Okay, and finished. So what's next? Our upcoming lesson will be sequence of verb tenses on page 113. So at a glance, what did we talk about today? Today we covered pages 111, 112, and a little of 113, subordinating conjunctions of contrast. Okay, so I told you that although, though, here we had improved significantly, or a significant improvement in something. Grasp the main idea, or grasp the idea, it's beautiful. Even though, while, productive, a very beautiful adjective, in spite of the fact, all are the same regarding the meaning. But for example, word doesn't approve of in spite of the fact that, and suggests we not use it, but we have it in the grammar, we talked about it. Exercise 11 we had it, completing the sentences, beautiful. Exercise 12 also, same story. Perform at my best was something beautiful. Struggle with, to have difficulty with something. Tight deadline was something beautiful we had. And exercise 13, which we covered in a paragraph. A lively event, bustling crowd, bustling streets, hidden gem, it was beautiful, and vibrant atmosphere. Okay, so next session we will cover sequences of verbs or verb tenses. As my final comment, my friends, I hope that your English is making progress this way. And in case you find these videos useful, please kindly like, leave your beautiful comments, share, and show your interaction. Show that this channel is working and alive. And recommend it to your friends. And in case you haven't subscribed, please kindly do so. And you scratch my back, I scratch your back. Okay? Thank you very much. I hope you have a brilliant day ahead of yourself. Take very good care and bye.